Okay, so Google just lost search users for the first time ever. Let's talk about what this means and what we need to do about it. But first, real talk, some of what we're going to talk about today is going to feel pretty scary to some marketers who are watching, particularly those who are used to getting lots of traffic from search to their websites. But this is really important and we need to address it. There are ways to benefit from this, which we're going to cover, but first we need to accept what the data is showing us. Okay, so the data. Well, Ofcom just released the worst looking chart in history. Ta-da! Aside from being visually assaulting, this chart is terrifying for search engines, namely Google, Bing, and Yahoo, all who have experienced a year-on-year drop in users in the UK. Now, I've been watching this chart for about 2 years. This is showing the relative popularity of Google in yellow, Bing in red, and ChatGPT in blue. But until now, there has been no official data from either Google or third-party sources that show Google has experienced any sort of decline. Now we have it. Of course, there have been temporary blips, but there's never been a significant year-on-year decline in Google search users. So what's happening? Well, it's probably quite obvious, but in case it's not, Adobe just released a study showing the amount of referral traffic coming from generative AI tools. This is stuff like ChatGPT and Perplexity, and that is a hell of a jump. Adobe also said they expect a third of British people to use generative AI while they're shopping this Christmas. Now, of course, anecdotally, you and I, we use generative AI a lot, and probably a lot of the people that we know use it quite a lot. Yesterday, I was giving a talk at the B2B marketing show in London, and lots of the people I spoke to said exactly the same thing. So we can't all be using generative AI a lot without this stuff showing up in the data at some point. And now it's here. So what is Google saying? Nothing. And in fact, in their latest earnings call, they reported their highest quarterly ad earnings ever. And these earnings from ads have been climbing every single year since records began. But it's always good news on a Google earnings call. And remember, Google doesn't typically report on either the number of searches or the number of searchers. That's why this data from Ofcom, which by the way is the UK regulator, so we can assume it's fairly accurate, is so important. This is independent data outside of all the earnings call sheen and positivity designed to boost Google's stock price. Yesterday, while I was presenting at the B2B marketing show, I asked the audience of a few hundred marketers for a show of hands on who gets the majority of their traffic from search, and more than half of the room put their hands up. And this is fairly typical. We've analyzed 40 to 50,000 businesses over the last 10 years at Exposure Ninja through our free website and marketing review, and most of these websites see the majority of their traffic coming from organic search, which means Google. So understandably, there'll be a lot of concern in the marketing world about this. If Google is on the way down, so will that organic traffic. So here are some questions that you might have. Number one, are we screwed? Is all our organic traffic going to disappear? No, but you may see a significant drop in organic traffic over time, particularly if a lot of your current organic traffic is informational in nature, i.e. people asking questions. Because now those AI tools are answering questions directly for people rather than them needing to go to your website. Remember though that fundamentally people are going to buy the same number of things, and they will still need to carry out some sort of search in order to find those things. And if they find your things when they do a search, whether they're finding them on ChatGPT or Google or Perplexity, they will still buy your things. Of course, the name of the game is making sure that these tools are recommending your business. We're going to come back to that in a minute. But I do think the era of huge informational search traffic volumes has a lifespan in many industries. Okay, next question. Is SEO dead? No, but we will see more coverage of GEO, Generative Engine Optimization. At Exposure Ninja, we've been talking about this for some time. In fact, well over a year ago, we revealed a method to get these AI tools to recommend your business, your products and services. We're one of the first agencies in the world to do this. And the reality is that SEO helps with GEO. So if you're going really hard with SEO now, that's good. That's going to stand you in good stead for the future. But traditional SEO is only a part of GEO. Okay, what about paid search? Well, Google is rolling out paid search in its own generative AI search results, AI overviews. Of course, it still remains to be seen what sort of volumes and qualities of traffic we're going to get from ads in Gen AI answers. But to be honest, we're hearing from a lot of businesses that it's been harder for them to make money using paid search search for some time. Now, we're making more money than ever for our paid search clients, but it's undoubtedly more competitive in many industries, so you really need to be at the top of your game if you're going to be able to compete. Of course, as a rule, Google Ads gets more expensive over time. You can check out the antitrust ruling documents for the information on exactly how Google does this. It's both clever and shady. But more than ever, this means that you're going to need to know the paid search tools inside out if you're going to get the best results from PPC. The best PPC marketers will win, but the average ones will find it harder and harder to generate positive ROI. Okay, Tim, yes, we know generative AI is going to be huge. Traditional search is starting to fall off. What do we actually do with this? We as marketers need to understand where our customers are today, but plan for where they're going to be tomorrow. Let's not forget that today, more people are searching on Google for stuff to buy than anywhere else. And that will remain the case for the immediate future. Companies are making fortunes from traditional SEO and will continue to do so this quarter, next quarter, and for a bunch of quarters after that. But it's clear from the data that Google, at least in its current form, is not going to remain the sole search engine. We marketers need to accept that fact and plan for the future as well. So generative engine optimization needs to be a core part of your 2025 marketing plan. You need to be prepared for a time where your customers and potential customers are talking to Gen AI like ChatGPT throughout the day, and it's recommending your business products and services to them. You'll see more referral traffic and leads in your CRM from ChatGPT and Perplexity, and you need to know how to get more of them. This is something that you or your agency should be thinking about. And don't forget that GEO gets you visibility in Google's own AI search results, the AI overviews, as well as tools like ChatGPT, Perplexity. We have a video on GEO and exactly how to do it, so please watch it. This is one of the most important digital marketing channels of the future. Above all, don't panic, but please do act. And by the way, if you want some help with this, Exposure Ninja has something called the GEO Game Plan, where it will help you identify where you're at in this AI world and what you need to do to get these tools recommending your business. You can find out more at exposure.ninja/GEO. See you soon.